Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to my studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous Chanelle crochet necklace. Crochet jewelry makes a really fantastic gift because you don't need to know what size someone wears. Make one in every color to match your wardrobe and choose someone's favorite color to make a wonderful personal gift. It looks like it's beaded. It's not. It looks like it's hard to make because it has a cascading tier of strands. It's not. You're not going to need clasps, findings, or beads. I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous and simple necklace with only a crochet hook and a little bit of yarn. Let's get started. To make this necklace, you're going to need one tidbit of Be So Fine yarn and a size D3 or 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. The original necklace is done in colorway Harbor Fog, and for today's demonstration, I'm going to be using variegated colorway Sangria. Depending on the look you're going for, you can do this in a solid color, a variegated color, or you could change color for every round of the necklace. The entire piece is done in one piece of yarn. We're literally working in the round just like we would for a hat or any other type of in the round project. We're just not joining our rounds until the very end. So we're going to start with the first strand, and we begin by tying our yarn to our crochet hook. However you choose to tie your yarn to your crochet hook is perfectly fine. I prefer a solid knot, but if you prefer a slip knot, there's no wrong way to do it. And we're going to start with a chain 28. We're going to work a half double crochet puff stitch into the third chain from our hook. And what that means is we're going to skip our chain, skip the loop on our hook that never counts as a chain. It's your working loop. We're going to scroll back 1, 2, and 3. And into that third chain from the hook, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, and pull up a loop. Notice how exaggerated I'm sliding my yarn along my hook. It's to keep the stitches nice and loose. Yarn over, insert your hook in that same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to do this a total of 5 times. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you want to make sure that you're sliding it up the shaft of the crochet hook every time to keep it nice and loose. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on our hook. Chain 1 to tighten. Chain 5. And we're going to work a half double crochet puff stitch into the third chain from our hook, skipping our working yarn, count back 1, 2, 3, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over, pull through all the loops on our hook. Notice how I did it in steps there. It got caught on one of the loops, so I had to do it in parts. And chain 1 to tighten. So we've got our second bead stitch completed. I like calling these puff stitches bead stitches because they certainly look like beads on the necklace. We want to do this for a total of 25 puff stitches for the first strand of the necklace. We're starting with the long strand first. So we're going to chain 5 and work a puff stitch into the third chain from our hook, and repeat that until we have 25 puff stitches. Okay, I've got all of my bead stitches done for my first round, and I'm ready to do my last repeat. So we're going to chain 5 and work a half double crochet puff stitch into that third chain from the hook. Really exaggerating the length of the stitch to slide it as far up as we can go to keep them nice and loose on our crochet hook, so that when we pull through all of our loops now, and when you're pulling through, you want to make sure that you keep the hook of the crochet hook, the very tip, pointed down. It helps to get it through all of those loops. Chain 1 to tighten. So now we have all of our bead stitches done for our first strand of the necklace, and we're going to end the round with a chain 25. And now we're going to take our entire strand and loop it back around so that we can join the entire thing into a round. So we're going to slip stitch into the first chain at the beginning of the round to join. Chain, and then the next round begins with a chain 1 and single crochet into that same chain. And that's how we will begin and end each round of the necklace. I started with the longest strand first, and we did 25 bead stitches in this round. So on the very next round, we're going to do exactly the same thing, only we're going to do 24 bead stitches, or that's what I'm calling them, but they're half double crochet puff stitches. So the second round begins same as the first with a chain 28. The reason we begin the round with chain 28 and end the round with chain 25 is that chain 28 at the beginning of the round counts as the chain 25 and the 3 chains needed to make the first puff stitch. So that chain 28 counts as chain 25 for the beginning and then chain 3 for the first puff stitch. So now for the first puff stitch, we're going to work into the 3rd chain from our hook, counting back not the loop on our hook, that's our working loop, counting back 1, 2, 3. And we'll work a half double crochet puff stitch into that 3rd chain from our hook. Okay, and so now the repeat for this round, same as the repeat for the last round, is a, well, first we want to chain 1 to tighten, chain 5, and work a half double crochet puff stitch into that 3rd chain from our hook. You want to do this for a total of 24 puff stitches for round 2. We've now completed all of the beads for our second round of the necklace, which is 1 less bead or 1 less puff stitch than the previous round because we're decreasing in size as we go. We're going to finish the round with a chain 25, and then we're going to pick up our joined back of the necklace, which is where we would normally do a clasp, but we're going to replace the clasp with joining our round. So we have our chain 1 single crochet at the beginning of this round, which was worked into the joining chain of the previous round, and we're going to slip stitch to join in the top of that single crochet from the beginning of this round. Okay, so now we're chain 1 and single crochet into that very same stitch, and we're ready to begin round 3. And round 3 will begin with a chain 28, which counts as our chain 25 and the first 3 chains of our first puff stitch. And we'll work our first puff stitch into the 3rd chain from our hook. And our repeat for this round, chain 1 to tighten, is to chain 5 and puff stitch into the 3rd chain from our hook. So you want to repeat this chain 5 and puff stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, chain 1 to tighten, for a total of 23 times for this round, which is 1 less repeat than the previous round or strand of the necklace. Okay, our 3rd strand is done. We have 1 less repeat of the puff stitch repeat on this round than the previous round, so that our necklace can be decreasing and have that beautiful cascading effect. We're going to end the round with a chain 25. Okay, so here's the beginning of our round. We started with a chain 1 single crochet into the joined stitch of the previous round, and we're going to insert our crochet hook into that first single crochet at the beginning of the round and slip stitch to join. Now, If you were doing multiple strands, you would continue on in this fashion. I'm going to end it at 3 strands for this necklace. You'll see that this necklace, we did 4 strands. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could go on and make as many as you like. But I wanted to show you how I finish up this necklace. You could leave it just like this, but I found that the strands have a tendency to get a little bit tangled this way. So for the end, I wrapped my yarn around all of the strands and did a small section of single crochet around all the strands just to secure that end. Since we're not using a clasp, we need some way to secure this so it doesn't get all tangled. So what we do is wrap our yarn underneath, take our crochet hook underneath all 4 strands and pull a loop of yarn around and yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. So it's a single crochet. We go under the strands, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and it's a single crochet. And we'll do that. I did it 9 times on the other one. Okay, so I've got 9 of them here. I'm going to stretch those back to the center so they're nice and tight, and then fasten off and weave in my loose ends. And I'll show you what that looks like now on the other necklace. So we fastened off and wove in those ends, and you'll see we have now 2 different ways to do this same necklace. This is a 3-strand version and this is a 4-strand version, and by decreasing by 1 repeat in each of the strands, you get this beautiful cascading effect of the necklace that lays perfectly flat on your chest. Please make sure to follow the link in the video description to download this free pattern and order your yarn. If you have any questions about making this beautiful crochet necklace called Chanelle, please leave them for me in the comments. If you check out the video description, you can find links to downloading the free pattern and ordering the yarn to make the beautiful Chanelle necklace. Thanks for watching. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.